Hello YouTube, you enjoyed the session, don't forget to like and subscribe, to check out my Patreon where you can see more things regarding the game and coaching, and anything that you think is relevant will be on the Patreon. Alright, enjoy watching. Okay, I will do the last one here. That is also why I give my knowledge, it's public, you know, I don't try to hide anything, because at the end of the day, we as a region needs to improve. Like if we don't improve, I don't give my knowledge to other coaches, for example. If we don't improve, how is EU ever gonna win Worlds? Because they're always a step behind, and there's many reasons for that. One, knowledge. Two, like the work culture, the fact that people are actually just lazy. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, you know? So that's why I don't mind, like, and why I do this publicly, because we as an entire region have to improve. Everyone has to improve. If we're just settling for being better than NA, that's very disturbing. Koreans are lazy? No. Koreans are not lazy. They are very, you could say workaholic, but their entire culture is just like work, you know, whereas EU, you can very easily find people that are lazy and complacent. No, I'm not trying to save EU. I am trying to help EU. I'm not trying to... Someone said to me not too long ago that I'm trying to come off as the savior of EU. Like, what the No, like, no. I am just giving my knowledge. You can take it if you want. If you don't want, that's fine. It's not my problem. But again, if I don't try to help my region, if I don't try to improve my region, then why am I doing it? I might as well just stop. I might as well go work normal job. There's no point in like, you have to have some sort of undying passion for the game and able to like that enables you to take this career path. Because if you don't, then are you doing it for? There's other jobs that pay better. No, it's not. Like, Korea is not far ahead. They still draft like pure shit, and they still build like pure shit. So they win because they are better in the game. You know, they are better in the game, in the actual game. They're not better at building. They're not better at drafting. They're really bad at both. So you have to improve in other spaces. Because I don't think EU and I think EU is the region that is probably the best at drafting without sounding delusional. But Korea and China are like landslides ahead when it comes to playing the game. They are really, really far ahead when it comes to playing the game. So that's where you have to improve. You have to match them or be better. While you also obviously lift up your drafting and you lift up the understanding of itemization and runes and such. Because if you just become lazy and complacent, then you're never gonna win anything. And EU is gonna be stuck collecting the third place trophies every single time. Okay, we do the last one here. And then I guess I will do some questions, and then I talk about mid lane after, and my POV on it right now. So, Leblanc versus Lissandra. This matchup isn't as one-sided as people think. Some people at least. The lane isn't, you know, next level good for Lissandra. That is not why you pick Lissandra. You pick Lissandra because she has no issues laning against Leblanc. And then when we reach mid-late game, Leblanc can't play the game. If you understand that you always just have to cover her flank and insta-ult when she Ws or Ors in. Because the lane isn't like 1v9, can't lose GG when we pick Lissandra. LV wins lane until 6 at least. She's able to get push to some extent until Lissandra gets her Q at level 2-ish. And then we just start trading waves back and forth, which is completely fine for Lissandra, because again, that's not why you pick her. You don't pick to kill, you pick to make sure this, like, Leblanc can play the game, because your champion is always going to be better than Leblanc if she isn't ahead and she isn't like allowed to play team fights basically and find picks. So that is why you pick the champion. You don't pick it to win lane. Yeah, you don't need aftershock here as well, so nice you go electrocute so you actually do damage. Yeah, and this game, I don't know what you're looking to do. You could do anything, honestly. You could path bot, you could path top. Both are fine. You're kind of in control here. for majority of the game. Like, I would say you should always be able to dictate what you want to do. So you could do whatever. As long as you are on the same page, it's fine. You're never really in a bad spot in this game. Yeah, and this is good from you. Like, you are able to get push if he doesn't, you know, try to auto back the minions. So it's fine. Like, you can for sure do this level 1. The only thing you have to be careful of is like the short trades. If you misplay them, he actually has a chance of playing the game. But yeah, you were able to get 2 first, and the reason he's able to get 2 first, just for the people that don't understand it, is because he's autoing all the time. He leads with auto first. Auto here, so he already autos 2 times before Leblanc autos, and then he gets Q off as well, so he gets more damage on the wave, and therefore it is pushing naturally towards him. So now he's able to get push first, and he's able to control the wave, which is what he wants to do if he is allowed to. But yeah, Leblanc didn't start in lane, and Lissandra has a little bit more push early on. But Leblanc can look to like W the wave, and then she can get level 2 like at least same time, if not a little bit before, from how I view the matchup at least. But yeah, now he's obviously the 2 first, and he's able to control the wave, and yeah, he shoves in wave 2, which is not bad. Don't think you can shove in wave 3 here. Yeah. And Wukong is just looking to full clear, it looks like, from this point on, which again I think is fine. If we go late, you should win, so we don't have to do anything spectacular to win the game. And holding the wave here is also fine, because you're not in danger of getting ganked, as long as you hover the right side. He can still push, he doesn't have to be afraid. If Viego stops his clear to look for random gank, yeah, that was funny, random, then he's still winning, because Lissandra can't die here. It's legit impossible, as long as he uses E correctly, and he doesn't give him like space for chain, meaning like if he stands here, for example, then he gives space for chain. So as long as he stands behind the minions and uses them as like shield, then he's always fine. And then Viego is just very behind on the clear, because Wukong is full clearing and he is not. So he can still stand up here, and he can still take control over the wave. And he can also allow push. Both are fine, he doesn't have to have push. We're not looking to invade at all, we just want to make sure we don't lose a single CS. Okay, this was a little bit noob by do. This was fine. I think this was fine by you. But then you just start autoing this one down, because you can tank this wave for, I guess it's like 4 seconds, maybe 2-3 seconds here, 3 seconds. So you can tank this wave, and you did the right thing by making sure this one works first. And I think that's also why you did it. Here, he's stopping up, just something that you can take note of. He's stopping up on this side, so this one walks before into tower, because this one is healthy and can tank a hit, the other one cannot. So it should be also down, and then we don't lose the minion, of course. Because again, we don't care if we have prio. We don't care. We're not looking to invade, we're not looking to stop them from invading, because they can't. And it's just gonna be a full clear on, like, from Wukong from bot to top, and same thing for Viego. Okay, so Wukong based here instead of clearing his Crux. I don't know why. Maybe he wants to cover bots, but that doesn't make sense because they're full HP. Maybe he wants to cover bounce back. It looks like he wants to cover bounce back. Yeah, okay. And Wukong doesn't full clear that fast, but I think he's able to full clear here as well. I don't think he needs... I'm not looking at lane right now, I'm just looking at bot. I think he's able to full clear, do this, and still base and go bot on the bounce. To cover, so don't know why you wouldn't full clear here. I think you should always do it. Yeah, and we get pushed in mid, because yeah, the wave is bouncing obviously. When the wave is pushed like this, the wave will naturally bounce, unless Lissandra can keep it up, and she cannot, because then Lissandra can just put her spells into her. Like Leblanc cannot W the wave. As long as Lissandra stands correctly in lane. So he just slowly pushes in the wave, and that's what he should do. Slow push the wave and crash the next one. Yeah, and you are not in danger of getting ganked as well, so this is completely fine. Who were you playing against here? Fnatic, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Pagan. Alright, alright. I realized that he never looks at other lanes, does he? I mean, he does when it's relevant. There's no point in looking at the lanes if you're not gonna use it for anything. Because you can't change it anyways. And you're not going to be able to change it. He does when it's relevant. Like right now, you have zero reason to look top, you have zero reason to look bot. Because we're not gonna look to do anything. And you can't change it. You can't TP, you can't change it. We know where everyone is, so there's no reason to look at the lane. There's a very big difference between looking at lanes when it makes sense and just looking because you think it's cool, you know? This is really good as well. This is something you should like use for yourself as well, like holding the wave here so that Leblanc has to walk up further and it's easier for him to have access to the next wave. Yeah, you should keep you should just keep the slow push. I don't know, this one is a bit weird because he has to base and you have TP as well, so it's a bit weird why you would shove this wave. I think you should always hold it, force her to stay or force her to TP, and then yeah, because we're just pushing it a bit for fun, you know. This Q here, when you can just auto them to death. Maybe Q the front line, these ones here, if you need to not make to make sure the wave isn't bigger than it's supposed to be. Because if it's too big, then we can't freeze. And yeah, then at this point you just build slow push. Because you don't have to base right now. You don't have to match the base. Unless you have your item. I think then it's fine. Yeah, you get a TP. I don't think this is bad as well. Don't think this is bad. This thing's fine as well. But yeah, we should just freeze instead. If you can freeze here, you should. Because we're not looking to do anything. But yeah, after you decided to push, this is not bad as well. I think this is also a completely fine outcome. I think both are fine. It just depends on what you want to do, because we get TP advantage out of this one. If you can use this advantage for something, then it's fine, but like to force a play on her, for example, and then TP back and get full tempo on her or on the map. Because I think both outcomes are fine. Both outcomes are good. Why pink wards? Okay, let's see. Why pink ward random? Let's see what he gets. A step on the trap right now. I don't think the pink ward is bad. I think the pink ward is fine this game. As long as you make a play on the pink ward. Because Leblanc can't play now with your 6. But yeah, now she can play. So now she has no problems. She can easily push. It's just gonna be the same outcome. You just have to play safer now. Nice. Giving you blue as well. What a good boy. Don't know what I think about this pink ward. I think that's 105 gold wasted. Or no, 75 because they can't take it. I have to go eat. We'll watch replay. Yeah, it's fine. I will send it to you when it's uploaded. You don't have to go, but I guess you have subscriptions, so you can. That's fine. Yeah, and he has no problems anymore. As long as you have ult, lane is completely fine. He also has spot shove here, so we are completely fine in mid. As long as you don't fall behind early in this matchup, like you are good, because then this, like Leblanc is just neglected, he can't do anything. And they use mid push to go Herald. Think it's fine as well, you can fight. We have way stronger level 6 on mid and jungle, so we can fight. For sure, we just need to shove one more mid wave. Don't have to start the Herald. I mean, you can start the Herald, but there has to be fog of war pressure from Rakan at all times. He can't show himself because then they can actually use this push to walk in. And yeah, now we see Saya as well, so we just get the Herald. And they just use bot move to go mid and take the push. This is really trolled by enemy, of course. The only reason they think they can go here is because Jinx is currently showing that she's walking towards bot here. Because she doesn't want to give up plates and waves. So that's why they think they can go. But they should just, at this point here, they should just fake that they will go for the Herald and force Jinx to stay. Or like they will fight the Herald, force Jinx to stay, and then you get like a lot of, like you get a huge lead on the Saya. But instead, they get the Herald, they get 3 kills. And yeah, Saya gets plates and Saya like gets a lot of gold, right? But it obviously is not even remotely worth what you lose. Yeah, and we don't want to give them this. Just want to see. So you base in Fog of War. So they don't actually know if you're there or not. Guess they saw you were low. And Siri has shit wave on top. Wait, no she doesn't. Wave looks fine. Yeah, Siri should just help with the Herald. In the spot, make sure we get it. If we get Herald, it's over. Game is for sure over. Your comp is way better. We have no issues. Saya is the only one that can carry, but she can't carry into our team. And then we actually end up giving them Herald. That sucks. Okay, huge E. Yeah, so it ends up being a little bit of a weird one. it's just Siri just has to help. Wave is fine for her as well in the spot here. From what I see, at least on minimap, I can't say for sure then, but no, it's not fine. It doesn't look good when he's walking up, but I don't know for sure. So, but either way, it's way better to get the herald than to fix the wave. He can always fix the wave. He can't get the herald at all times. Either you drop the herald completely, fix all waves, and then take it again on reset, or you commit to the herald. They're just trying to do two things at once, and then smartly played by Leblanc to realize that she can walk in. But yeah, lane is kind of over at this point. Nothing will really happen from now on, other than the fact that Lissandra is just a better champion at this point. So now we should just look to teamfight on every single objective. We should look to set up the objective, and we should look to teamfight. Nothing will happen other than that in lane. Nothing relevant, at least. Okay. I mean, they're just overextending for the tower. Right, overextending for the tempo, and no one, like, not for the tempo, but for the tower, and then they're actually not even there to escort him out, so he has to, like, he loses a lot of HP, and then you punish that, which I don't think is bad, obviously. It's completely fine, and I mean, as I said, the game is just over if we get the herald, but now they just solidify it themselves, so I think there's nothing really to say about that. It's mainly just they feel like they can walk up for the tower, but no one is actually covering him. And then you punish the mistake that they make. And when we get the Drake, like, the game is over. You have second Drake, regardless of Saya being a little bit... she isn't even the head anymore. She actually isn't even a head anymore, and your comp is just way better, so there's just no way that we can lose at this point. Just want to look at... Since you want me to go over the entire game and not just lane, I just will speedrun it. Because, yeah, the outcome of this game is solidified. Can't lose. Jinx is taking a risky reset, and he dies, or what? Yeah, Gubi, man. Noob Gubi. Just taking a risky reset for zero reason. If he just walks behind the tower and resets and comes back on the next wave, we don't have to do anything. The game plays out itself, and the game is won. But yeah, now at this point you have to go mid and defend the tower, or give mid tier 1. So you have to walk the safe way, and yeah, Random decides to not walk the safe way. So he dies, and now we flip the game. It isn't really that flip. We can still, like, the game is still relatively won, but we give them an avenue to play when it just isn't, like, playable for enemy. As long as Jinx takes safe, reset, the lane assignments are the same, and we have no issues playing. But yeah, Random decides to walk risky way, because we don't really want to drop mid tier 1. If we don't drop mid tier 1, the enemies have zero pressure on the map, and we have no way to lose. We just play around every Drake, every objective where we have ults, and we can't lose. What is going on with my internet? Yeah, and the same thing as the last VOD or 2 VODs ago. They walk up for mid tier 1 when they used their time to base. I believe they used their time to base. Yeah, base timer, and then 2 people walk up in mid for fun, and we have TP ward, and they actually try to dive. They didn't even base, they just dived, and then we punished the dive. So obviously that's good, well played and all, but this is just chain reactions of the fact that Jinx died. When is Drake spawning? 30 seconds. Okay, we're a little bit late on base timers, but it shouldn't matter. We are so far ahead, it should not matter. Yeah, and we don't care about the herald. They can use this herald to break tier 2 or tier 1 top. We just have to defend tier 2, which Siri should be able to do. We also get the Drake, so we can help him on tier 2 if needed. Should never be in danger. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't taken Drake yet. Drake has to be gone. Just like Rakan. Rakan Jinx can take it, while Wukong Fog of War. Then, yeah, we don't have an issue. But the Drake has to be gone now. It's way too late that we decide to take it. For no real reason. And they actually have a chance to contest. What is that? I mean, again, right, they have a chance to contest. And if they played this a little bit better, a little bit smarter, and Xayah didn't face check, or they blue warded the flanks that Lissandra always will have, or Wukong for that matter. I mean, it's really good from Rakan to hold his ground. It's just very well set up, like very well set up flank. But of course we should have blue ward in here if they want to contest. If they don't want to contest, they should just be pushing down mid and using the Drake timer, the late Drake timer that Bison's had to get Prio and potentially mid tier 1. Or at least Prio. Because yeah, this is a chain reaction of the fact that we didn't take Drake. Because now we can legit lose this fight. Like, we are not that far ahead yet that we just can do whatever we want. Even if we were, we shouldn't. Because, yeah, Bison's is delaying their Drake timer to look for a random fight that essentially will mean nothing. We already got the Drake and this fight doesn't change anything. We still get the Drake. Outcome is still the same, but again, enemies actually, like, they get a chance to fight back when they just shouldn't. The game should just be over. And now Baron is spawning. We don't really want to look for Baron. We mainly just want to play the Baron timer and then play Drakes again. Because as I said before, we outscale, our comp is better. We have no reason to hardcore flip fights. Okay. Get the... I mean... We know that Leblanc is not there. And we know that she can't be there, so... Obviously fine to look for it. It just doesn't... We don't want to overcommit. If she wants to do this and she wants to go in, it's just understanding of Leblanc not being here. If Leblanc is here, this can easily go wrong. But yeah, as I said, like, we should just play Drake, and if they make a mistake, we can look. If not, we just play Soul and we win. And we just make sure we don't lose any CS. I'm assuming Siri just hardcore wins. I don't know if you're still here, Myron, but I'm assuming Siri just hardcore smashes Gwen at this point inside. When you're double item, and she is relatively weak. Yeah, and again, like, it's fine to set up Nesh and to fake the Nesh. That is completely fine to do, but we don't want to flip the Nesh. We just want to play around Drake timer. That's all we have to do. That's all we want to do. So, we should look to set up the Drake through mid. That's fine. That is the right thing to do. And if we can look for a play, we do it. Else we just play slow. Let them make the mistake. Yeah, and this is great from Random as well. This is his job in the fight. His job is to just single out the Leblanc so she can't make plays on her on his carries. So he is doing the right thing here by far. Like, this is the best thing he can do. He shouldn't look to, like, stand in the fight or anything like that. Just single out the Leblanc. Make sure she can't do anything to his carries, and then you naturally will just win. Of course, Siri shouldn't do this. This is not Siri's job. Siri's job is definitely not to try to single out, but I get he's hyped in the moment, you know, and he thinks he should do this, but yeah, that's not his job. Because none of them can play into Siri and Jinx other than Leblanc. So if his mid laner singles out, then we win. Yeah, we still get the Drake, we still win the fight, and now the game is even easier. In 4 minutes, Drake 3-win. And if we can look for flashes beforehand, that's great, but we don't want to, like, hardcore commit to anything. know why Leona is dying here. I guess they're on Nash actually. Okay, they're actually on Nash. I didn't even see that. So they die. And then you are a little bit late. And they TP here. When they TP, you know they're on Nash. And we should match, and you do. Regardless of them getting the Nash. Like, I don't know how do they even get the Nash here? You just base, Jinx bases. Okay. Jinx bases. And they have to flip the Nash here. I don't think it's the, like, I think it's the right play. Thank you for the raid, Chronicler, appreciate it. It's the right play to go for the Nash. Because if you don't make a play now on the Nash, you're going to lose in 4 minutes. So it's the best thing you can do. But obviously we should be aware of this as well. And this is something that happens a lot, just in general in competitive games. The only way we lose this game is if we lose the Nash. So we set up our timers around that. Base timers, I mean. Your records? No. I got hosted by someone with like 1k average, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. It's just like, thank you for the rate, you know. If you enjoy watching, that's all I ask for, you know. If you don't, then you can just go away. You don't really look for like viewer records. Just enjoy. I enjoy doing it. If I enjoy doing it, and you enjoy watching, nothing more is needed. But yeah, the game plan is still the same. Regardless of them getting Nash, the game plan is still the same. Except, you know, they are actually like able to de-push us in some sort of way, but the game plan is still the same. But yeah, they shouldn't have gotten the Nash, of course. We should just set up for it. And we're still stronger, so we can still fight. But yeah, we shouldn't aim to like actively like hardcore force fights. We should just aim to play for the Drake, and if they overcommit with the Nash, because they shouldn't use the Nash to fight. They shouldn't use the Nash to force plays. They should only use the Nash to slowly get back into the game, because they got a little bit of XP back on the Nash, right? And now they're actually even and slightly ahead on jungle and ADC. They should just use it to defend and then try to see if they can set up the Drake. They shouldn't use to push down lane, because they can't. They just simply can't do that. They're still way weaker in terms of like gold. So they shouldn't actively look to fight. And if they overcommit, great, we can fight. If they don't, we just look to do the same thing as before, because it's super easy game. Yeah, after we ace them here, that should be the game. We still get the soul. Wait, enemy get Drake. Wait, what the Yeah, after we kill them here, we should base. We shouldn't look to like make anything happen on this timer. We should just grab tier 1 bot, grab the wave potentially, and then base and set up for the Drake. Because again, the outcome is still the same, and they're doing the right thing. The tier 1 is free, it doesn't change anything. Now we base, you run mid as a unit. And then we set up the Drake. Oh my god, random. What are you doing, bot? Ah, you a noob. Random is noob. He shouldn't be bot, he should be mid. We open up through mid as a team. And then you can look for flank after. You do not want to look on your own. That does, like, you can't walk in on your own. Either way, regardless of anything, like, you should always open up through mid here. If they give you push, we continue and we just run it down. But that shouldn't be the play. What should be the play is we get push, we walk in, we sweep all the vision, and then Lissandra starts like zoning out the Leblanc, because if Lissandra has full vision on Leblanc in the beginning, she can always do whatever she wants in the fight. She will always win. And yeah, now they get the Drake, and the game becomes much longer. And then what happens? We push mid. And random fight in mid lane. We push mid and then random 5v5 in mid lane. Alright. And he does the right thing. This is what I meant in the beginning of the VOD. He does the right thing, so not the Lissandra. Just only thing you want to look for is ult on her. You ult her, she's dead. And she can't play the fight. So that's all you need to look for. And I mean, again, like, this is just random fight. This doesn't really mean anything. This is just completely random where Gwen decides, okay, it's my time to just walk in and fight for fun. Instead of, you know, actually setting up a play. So, and then you just win the game here, I guess. You ace them and you end the game. Yeah. But I mean, again, this has nothing really to do with you. Like, the Drake setup should have been there, and then we just went through that, and they shouldn't have lost Nash. But mainly I was focusing on laning phase, of course, how lane was played. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how she plays it. It matters that they're in the situation in the first place. Okay.